Prime Minister Modi, speaking in Parliament today, said that India is the mother of democracy. How nice that sounds, right? But at the same time, he said that there are some people who are professional agitators, who live for agitations, who live for protests, and they can be seen in every protest, whether it's by workers or farmers or lawyers or students or women or whatever. And he said that we need to identify these people and protect the nation from them. And the media has run this speech saying, oh, it's a profound speech, and look at how he's slamming conspirators, look at how he's slamming Andolan Jeevis, which is the new phrase. It's basically the new version of urban Naxal or Tukre Tukre or whatever it is. But the truth is that protest is the beating heart of democracy. And those who protest, they raise their voices on the streets in protest because they are speaking truth to power. They are speaking up against the power which will not listen to them otherwise. So it's workers, it's farmers, it's Dalits, it's women, all kinds of voices who are speaking up against a power which wants to silence them. And those handful of people, there aren't too many of them, who in fact stand with every protester, those who stand with each of the protests by dispossessed people, by disenfranchised people, by oppressed people, they are in fact the best of any country. They are the best of India. And if you look at a country like America, those who protest against racism there, for instance, or for workers' rights there, for instance, are in fact the best of America. Of course, there are people like Trump who will try to brand those protesters in those countries as anti-American and so on. But we know that's not true. There are sports people like Colin Kaepernick in America who took a stand against racism, and Trump tried to call them names. But it's clearly, people in America also recognize that that's not true, that in fact we need more people like this. And so I can say that as far as the CPIML goes, all of our members are very proud Andolan Jeevis, as in those who live for protests, those who live for transformative protests for change. And I don't think that Narendra Modi's attempt to provoke people into hating people like us, people who protest, is really going to work. Because I remember that in the recent Bihar elections, in the Jharkhand election before that, all the MLAs that were elected from the CPIML are all whom Narendra Modi would call Andolan Jeevi. And people have elected them because they are protesters, because they stand by each and every one of the protests by the dispossessed people. And so today, let's go out and tell everyone about this Prime Minister of a country like India, a Prime Minister who shames democracy, who is speaking the language of fascism by trying to instigate violence, instigate hatred against those who protest, against those who dissent.